Hello and welcome to the debate podcast starring Cal and Maury. Today I have with me Brooklyn Diaz and Brady Eckhardt. So Brooklyn has been on the podcast before in our very first episode. So you know a little bit about her if you have watched the other episodes. But Brady Eckhardt is new. Brady, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Brady, and I like video games, and I like Michigan State.
That nice. And then so as you can probably see on the screen, we have Michigan State versus Michigan, and who do you choose? So basically, in the comments, put who you choose, and then yeah. So let's do this here. Our topics of debate are Michigan or Michigan State, obviously, for this game this Saturday, and then the other one is, do video games deserve the bad rap they often get? We'll start off with Brady leading the first one. Michigan and Michigan State. Michigan or Michigan State, and why?
Okay, so I think Michigan State's gonna win because their running is doing really well, and we've been doing really well in the first half, and we've been shutting down other teams in the second half. So I think we have a good chance.
And so who do you support? You support Michigan State, right?
Oh yeah, Michigan State.
And then why?
Cause my grandparents like Michigan State, and we have season tickets to go see them.
Nice. Brooklyn, what do you think?
I like Michigan. Personally, I haven't been keeping up on which team's been winning this year. I don't remember the last time I watched a football game. I think it was a Lions game, and they obviously lost. So I'm rooting for Michigan, and I'm not sure why, because my whole family likes State. But yeah.
I would say Michigan State, partly because my dad went there, also because it's really fun to make fun of all the Michigan fans when they get so hyped and that Michigan's going to win and the Michigan State beats them. Like last year, when Michigan won for like a donation contest and then the support contest, but then Michigan State beat them. That was really funny.
Well, didn't Michigan win like the years prior, like 3 years, like in a row?
No, not 3 years. I don't
Yeah,
think.
but we got a new coach, so
we have a better chance, right? We have a better chance of winning this year because we haven't. So far, we're undefeated.
I think State will win, but I'm rooting for Michigan.
I really want State to win because I really want to make a bunch of people feel bad. That was kind of mean. I'm sorry.
I mean,
it could go easily the other way too, though.
Right.
It's a very close. I feel like it'll be a close game.
I'm sure we'll lose by like 1 point, like the Lions do.
Right.
They find a way to lose to the longest field goal ever made.
Right.
That's why I'm glad I'm not a Lions fan.
My grandparents are diehard Lions fans. It's so funny.
Dude, my uncle is a Lions fan. And like every year they say, okay, we're going to beat you next year. And they never beat us.
I don't think they're ever going to. It'd just be a miracle if they even had 1 point over the other team and won.
Yeah.
They probably don't even know what the Super Bowl is. Like,
they don't. The Lions have never been to the Super Bowl.
That's probably why. They probably never seen like anything, like any awards from the Super Bowl.
If they make the playoffs, they're the last team into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the neighborhood football team. You know, nobody really cares about them. Nobody really cares about the score. They never actually win anything, and they don't actually play against real people.
Yeah.
You know?
They're kind of just an embarrassment to Michigan. Like.
And let's not talk about Ohio State. They're just.
Yeah, let's not.
We
'Cause,
can
like,
just forget about them.
bro, like, there's so many teams that I'd rather Ohio State win. No, Ohio State lose.
Yeah, I would rather have. I would. Okay, so against Ohio State playing against Michigan, I would have Michigan win, obviously. Michigan State, Ohio State, Michigan State. But
Honestly, like, both teams have a chance this year.
yeah.
Ohio State is not as good as where they were.
No, I remember when they were really good. They just beat everyone, and everyone got so mad.
Yeah, they've lost one. They might have lost two. I don't remember. I wasn't watching that weekend.
Hmm.
It was last Saturday, I think.
Interesting. Well, let's move on to our next topic. Do video games deserve the bad rap they often get? We'll start with Brooklyn leading that one.
Well, I don't really play video games. If I play any video games, it's like Mario Kart, but I don't know if that counts. I feel like some video games deserve it. I'm trying to think of some, but like I feel like others aren't that bad, but I feel like so many teens spend way too much time on video games that like it kind of deserves it.
Brady, what do you think?
I think they don't. Video games teach you like a lot of things.
Okay, what? Like what?
Like teamwork.
Really?
Yeah. Engineering
Until,
like
wait.
Minecraft.
Teamwork until you sabotage your entire team and
Well, teamwork until your teammate until you die, and then it's just then you learn how to use your words.
yeah, not very great ones.
Can we
I
also
know, but like you gotta use you'll learn how to use your words.
can we talk about how Brady also spends like almost all his time on video games?
Oh no.
Well, I think that is. Well, Brady, you do have like a curved computer screen.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
That's not curved.
It is.
It's not curved. I'm gonna get a curved one when I build a PC, but that's not curved.
That one was very curved.
It's
It was
not
small,
a
but it was
curved
curved.
monitor.
What?
It's not curved monitor.
What was it then? Why was it curved?
That's just how it's built. It's a straight monitor. It's straight.
But it curved.
It's not curved.
Then no, but it curved though, and it was like that, and it's not called a curved monitor.
It's not called it's not like an actual curved monitor.
But it was a curved monitor.
No, like yes, but it wasn't branded as that.
Right, I see. But I don't see.
And anyways, I
it's-
literally only have one monitor, so
Oh wow, one monitor. I just have my Chromebook. That's it. I don't play a ton of video games.
my PS5, my TV, and my computer.
Your curved monitor too.
PS5 plugs into my monitor, so that counts as one thing.
But it's sold separately as two things.
Okay. So it's basically the same thing. Basically.
Okay. Well, let's back to you can use your words. Some people choose to not use very nice
Yeah, I've been
words.
called the N-word on Call of Duty before. By a white guy.
But Brady, I'm sure you use no language on it too. So
Oh no, I use it like very quietly and reserved because most of the times my parents are in the house. So, but like in my head, oh my gosh.
What? Some people use words and then they direct them to people. They don't use them in the proper way when you say use your words. They use them in the improper way when people say use your words, and they just go out ballistic on you.
I know, but like if they killed you or something, then like you have a good reason.
It's a game. It's literally
I know, but
pixels.
like they killed you.
Yeah, but they're pixels. They didn't actually kill you. Your pixels just changed color.
No, but what if you lost money because of it?
Like real money,
Yeah,
not like pixel money.
not pixel money, real money.
Well, then you've got to be that stupid to do that.
I've had that happen before.
Why would you do that?
Why would I do what?
Lose money on something off a video game.
I wasn't betting. It was just they killed me, so I didn't get anything. It was a
pixel
$20
money.
in-game item.
It was a what dollar? How
A
much was it?
$20 in-game item.
A $20 in-game item.
Yeah.
That's
Like also
just,
in some games, like you can flex your ranks.
wow.
Yeah.
So you can change the color of your more pixels.
Yeah, and then you're better.
Well,
Then you're better.
Does-
Like I'm a
does it
higher
really
rank
mean you're
than
better,
Luke.
or does it really mean you're a 30-year-old person living in your mom's basement who's addicted and plays Fortnite 24/7?
Actually, I don't have a basement.
That was used in as an example. You're also not 30. Um, I think some video games get bad rap, and they should have a bad rap because they cause things
Yeah, some
to certain
games
people
are
who have like a mental illness.
okay, but like Minecraft and Mario Kart, those types of games, those do not deserve to get a bad rap.
No. I think Minecraft's just stupid.
You
I
think
don't
Minecraft's stupid?
Yeah, that's why I call it Minecraft.
Shut up.
Well, I don't really play anything except for like on my Nintendo Switch, which is like Mario Kart, any other Mario games like Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I
or
like
Just
that game.
Dance.
Just Dance.
Dude, I hate Just Dance.
Okay, well,
Okay,
you know what, Brady?
okay.
I hate Fortnite, so
I don't play Fortnite.
Are we sure about that?
like Call of Duty.
No, I play Apex Legends apparently.
Brady,
Sounds-
are we sure you don't play Fortnite?
I mean, when my brother wants me to play.
So you have played Fortnite before.
No, dude.
I've played
I
Fortnite
still have
before.
1,500 hours on that game.
I've played Fortnite before. I used to play with Braylon Haney and Kylie Anderson. And they would just have to like carry me.
I was playing with Jaden Brown and Pooster and my brother, and I had 16 kills, and Pooster had 0, and then he proceeds to say that he was carrying me.
Well, are you sure you got those scores right? Are you sure you didn't mix them up with yours?
With my what?
Your scores is yours 0. Pooster's is actually 16.
No, Pooster's bad at video games. No offense, but like,
You know, he's not gonna be very happy that you said that.
well, oh wait, he can't. I forgot this is being recorded.
um,
I'm just kidding, Pooster. By the way,
I think that some video games should not deserve the bad rap. Okay, some like Minecraft, it's not violent. Like Mario Kart's not violent. You know, car games sometimes those can be violent, but like strictly cars. Like Need for Speed.
what about Call of Duty?
That's fine.
That is violent.
Okay, but
I know, but like it teaches you, like, let's just say somebody was trying to attack you, like.
Minecraft is violent and not creative mode.
No, do you play creative mode only?
I don't even have Minecraft. The last time I played Minecraft was like first grade.
Oh, bro, I'm cracked at Minecraft.
Oh my gosh,
Dude, literally, like, we have this server, and I am the only one with full netherite.
interesting.
We defeated the Ender Dragon within 3 hours of starting the server.
Wow, the Ender Dragon. That's interesting. All right. We're gonna move on to one more debate that I didn't say before. Should all drugs be legalized?
Legalized or illegalized?
Legalized.
No.
No.
Okay. I'm creating this one up now. That's a pretty straightforward answer. What drugs should be legalized and illegalized?
Medical drugs should be legal. Drugs
None of
that
it.
like do bad things to you, like.
All drugs do bad things.
Well,
I
I
feel
mean, some like give you bad side effects.
I feel like personally, I don't think marijuana should be legal. Like, I think if people really need it that bad, they can like have it prescribed to them because I know people need it prescribed to them. But like, if they really need it that bad, like get it from a pharmacist. Like, I don't think people should be able to grow it.
No, weed is really bad for you. And there
It
are
is?
some. You say it is?
Yeah.
Like as a question?
Yeah, because I thought like since they legalized it, it wouldn't be that bad.
Okay, let's say the government legalizes heroin. You really think it's going to change the effect it has on you?
Yes.
No.
No. No.
Brady, I thought you were in geometry.
Yeah, that's
I thought you were too.
not common sense.
Jeez. It doesn't. I don't think it should be legalized. Again, I agree with Brooklyn. It should be like if it was prescribed. But it has more negative effects than it does positive effects.
Well, because that's literally the reason they're letting people like have it. Is because it's like it can be used to help pain or people. But like honestly, if they need it that bad, you can like ask for it as a medicine.
Right, you can get it prescribed by your doctor.
Yeah.
But now, any days, you can just walk into one of those CBD stores and think it's a fancy or fun little restaurant, and then you realize that you're in a marijuana shop.
No, there's literally like a full-on marijuana shop somewhere. It's just like where you learn how to grow it. It's not even funny.
That's weird.
Then why are you laughing?
Because whenever she says something's not even funny, she laughs.
No, because my dad went in one. No, now he lives in Florida.
Your dad lives in Florida?
Yeah. Okay, so a little like story time here, I guess.
Brooklyn,
I'm not.
just remember that everyone is hearing this.
I know. I think everyone that hears this knows this already. But I'm not a very big fan of my dad. But like he also like grows marijuana in his basement when he lives in Michigan. And so I don't see him for those like reasons. But like that's why I think it should be illegal. Like apparently he has like a permit or whatever to do it, but
Interesting. Very interesting indeed.
Brady got so quiet.
What?
Brady,
No, I'm listening.
Brady became dead silent. Every time I tell people that, they're like, "Can you hook me up?"
What?
I don't even remember where he lives. Like,
Somebody. What?
guys, I sound so sick.
That's okay. So I don't think marijuana should be legal.
I think we're all in agreement on this.
Yeah.
Right. I think most drugs should not be legal. Because some drugs, I don't even think smoking should be legal. Vaping should not be legal.
I think vaping shouldn't. Smoking shouldn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it should.
Ooh, when is this gonna be posted on?
YouTube.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's how the podcast is created.
Oh, one sec. What's the name of it?
How did...
Here, I'll just search up. There we go. I'll search up your YouTube. Oh, wait. Oh, you do it. BDESCM.
Okay, I have an incoming FaceTime call from Ryan, and he says, "Oh wait, hang on,
He's calling me too.
Wait, what happened to episode 2?
it got canceled."
Why did it get canceled?
Hang on, I'm gonna pause this recording here a minute. Podcast is resumed.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the end of this podcast. I can't remember which episode this was, but thank you, Brady, and thank you, Brooklyn, for joining me. And go green.
Yeah,
Go
go
blue.
green.
No, Brooklyn, you ruined it. It's supposed to. Brooklyn, why are you a Michigan fan?
Why are you a Michigan fan?
Because
Because why?
You sound like my friend's sister. She just wanted to be a Michigan fan because her family loves Michigan State.
okay, that's literally I only like Michigan because my dad likes Michigan State.
Oh, that.
Oh, come on.
Come
He
on.
ruined it for me. I was a Michigan State fan for my whole life too.
Mm.
Come on.
Take it up with him, not me.
Okay, I have a quick
I don't even
question.
know your dad.
What is everyone going to be for Halloween?
I have no idea.
Snow White because she's the shortest princess.
Brooklyn, how tall are you?
5, not even 5'1" when I stand up straight. And we all know how bad my posture is.
Brooklyn, or not Brooklyn, Brady, what are you going to be?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Brady's probably gonna be a creeper from Minecraft.
No, I'm gonna figure something out tomorrow. Don't worry.
He's probably going to be
He
a
looks like he would
character
be a
from Call-
creeper from
No,
Minecraft.
you know what I'm gonna do?
What?
Last year I was like a SWAT guy. I might just throw that costume on again.
Oh my gosh.
Brady,
I don't have
you could
time
just
to
be
do
a
anything.
Fortnite person.
Brady is built like a Minecraft character,
I am not.
especially like a creeper. Or
That's
what are the black ones? What are like the black squid things?
racist. You said black, racist. You're also
Oh,
no.
homophobic for saying black. Because actually, I'm trans color and
Brady, you
black.
got to be careful what you're saying.
oh yep, I forgot. I tell everybody at school this, so it's fine.
No,
No,
that doesn't,
like,
that doesn't make
wait.
it fine.
hold on, let me look it up.
Like, you tell everyone that, it's like saying you tell everyone at school that you do
Like,
heroin.
isn't it
It's still
Enderman or
respect-
whatever?
That I do what?
Isn't it like the Enderman, like the squid things with purple eyes?
Oh, I do not look. I can't.
Yes, you do.
I cannot. Never mind. Never mind.
Okay, we got to end this podcast. Because otherwise it won't ever end.
No, it's 'cause
Okay,
you don't-
bye. Thank you for
Okay.
joining me on this podcast. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm not sure when that's going to be. But yeah. Again, go green. Brooklyn, don't ruin it this time.
Go green.
Go white.
Go green.
Go
Go
white.
Maze.
No, dang it, Brooklyn.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's yellow.
Goodbye,
It's
everybody.
not maize.
Enjoy your Halloween and have a great Halloween. Hello and welcome to the debate podcast starring Callan Maury. I am obviously Callan Maury, and today I have with me Natalie Arlen. Natalie, please tell us all about yourself.
Well, I'm 13 years old. I have a twin sister, and I have 2 brothers and a dog. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our 3 topics of debate are: should the voting age be reduced to 16? Should prisoners be allowed to vote? Should standardized tests be abolished? Natalie, I'll let you lead the first one. Should the voting age be reduced to 16?
No, I don't think so, because they're just too, like, people 16 and 17 are too young to, like, know everything about voting and everything like that. They also are getting, like, knowledge from their friends or, like, knowledge from their parents that they might not believe, and, like, themselves. So they're just listening to their parents or friends. So I don't know. It's not really what they believe or think.
I agree. I actually think it should be raised higher, because even at 18, some kids are still, in high school, or, just in high school or in the summer and whatever, and they might have friends who have strong political views a certain way, and those political views they might express a lot, which is fine, I guess. But their friend might be manipulated. I shouldn't say manipulated, but forced to feel like they have to, vote for that person because that's what their friends think. That's if they don't vote for that person or whatever, then they'll be shamed by their friends and nobody will like them anymore, which isn't true. Well, it is true that they think that, but it's not true that everyone will hate you. Actually, I don't know. People might. But
Right, I know.
I don't think people are going to strongly despise you if you don't agree with if you don't agree with their political views. Like, I don't agree with some of my friends' political views, and you get along fine. Just don't talk about politics. I also think that people who are younger, they aren't as they're not taught manipulation by politicians, because every politician doesn't. They tell lies and stuff, and you have to really fact check everything. And 16-year-olds and young people, they just don't know how to do that. And that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just they just don't know how to do that, and then they think one way of voting, and yeah.
Yeah, because there are, like, a couple people from our school that, I'm not going to say names, but, like, they're, like,
They have
I don't
strong
know,
political views.
yeah, and they also post a lot about that, maybe have, like, shirts, flags, whatever, and, like, some of them, I don't know if it's true, but, like, some of them, it feels like they only are friends with the people who feel the same political view, like, I don't know, political views. So, like, if you're wanting to be friends with them, like, and you vote for some certain person, and you're still 16, so you're young, you don't know if you should tell them or not. Because if you tell them what they want, then you're like, oh, maybe I can be friends with them. But if you tell them whatever you think they like but they don't, that's going to get you in a little bit of trouble because,
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
And I know when some people, they express their political views, they might, show support by, wearing a shirt or having a flag in their front yard or a sign or whatever. But there is one instance. What happened is where you go too far. Like, for instance, I'm not going to say who it was, and I'm not saying I support either of the candidates. But there's one person at a football game who had a sign up that said "Cheer or you like Biden." I think that's just messed up because
Yeah. Because it's not like you know what they did. Like, you're just doing that because you know what your parents are saying.
you don't. it may be because you don't like the other person because you're influenced by your friends or social media or
Yeah.
the lies that you've been
Or
told.
maybe
I'm not saying
that's
that
the
necessarily
person.
that just that situation or that
Yeah.
Biden thing was a lie or manipulation. What I'm saying is the way they've thought of it was through manipulation or something. That's most people, either side. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, that's, I don't know, because sometimes some people are like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to like blah, blah, blah. And it's like you're weird if you are on this side. Like, I don't know. I think that's just annoying.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe it's coming from my perspective because we obviously both know each other's our views, but I'm not going to say them because it's on a podcast. But I don't know. There's just a lot of things going on right now, especially because of the pandemic. There's just a lot of turned into a very political thing that didn't need to turn into a very political thing.
I'm not going to say which president made it political, but obviously somebody made it political, and
Yeah.
now since it's all been political, there's these things. It's like, for instance, oh, the vaccines are made by so and so, so don't get them, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not. It's honestly just get the. It's gonna help you. It's not made by them. It's not meant to give you nanobot infections or robot whatever. I don't even know what it is. It's not meant to, it's meant to protect you against the coronavirus. It's not meant a symbol of your political status, even though that's what it has turned into today.
There's not aborted babies in it either. May or may not have heard that from someone.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. Should prisoners be allowed to vote? I personally. Okay, so some prisoners, they only have jail time for like 2 years or a year or something. I think they should be allowed to vote because they done something bad, right? It was a mistake, or it wasn't a mistake. It was a poor choice, right? They may or may not have learned from it. I only say that because there are people who repeat the stuff that they've done, which I don't know why. Um, but if they've been in prison for like more than 4 years or a presidential term, I don't think they should be allowed to vote because they haven't been connected to the community, to really the outside world. They've just been in prison the whole time in solitary confinement, and they can't do anything. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much agree. I mean, there are going to be some prisoners, like you said, that haven't learned and they're going to have a really stupid idea. But there might be some average Joe over here that has really stupid ideas too that is able to vote. So
Right.
I guess, obviously you're in jail. You are not going to be able to vote. But like if you were a prisoner, then, I mean, you're a free person now. So like there's not really, I don't know.
Right.
Nobody can stop
You
you
still
from
are a
that.
human being. You still are a citizen of the sometimes a citizen of the United States, and with that you have rights to voting. But I know sometimes your rights can be taken away if you get in prison or in jail or something. Um, but because you've lost all that connection with the outside world, you don't really know what is going on, what are lies, what aren't. You can't really fact check anything. You just don't know what's going on. So I think once you get out of prison, go for it. Do you? But while you're in prison, I think under 4 years, yes, we should be able to vote. They should have people vote because there's still prison. There's still people too. They might have had a past or something, but they're still human beings. They're still American citizens. Some of them, and they should be allowed to vote on certain things because even if like you think, oh, they don't know what's going on, but this still can affect them because it's still a world. It's still part of society. The prison and jail and everything is still part of the world, and it still affects them. Like if you have, let's say you elect a president that gives $0 to jails and prison, you're not gonna survive in prison. So you might not want to vote for that person. But if you have, let's say, a president who, I don't know, doesn't take away all the jail money and prison money, then you probably want to vote for them over the other person because you can still have access to food. You can still have access to all basic needs. Now,
Yep.
you see the time. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our third and final topic. Should standardized tests be abolished?
I think for me being an 8th grader, I think for 8th graders, yes, because you're going to be taking the PSAT. So I feel like that's enough, especially for high school. And then especially if you're in like AP classes that are high school credit, that's going to be exams. And that's really hard. That's going to be a lot of things, a lot of tests over the year. Plus, when you get older, you're going to be having quizzes and tests more frequently.
Right.
So I don't know. It just gets to be a lot.
I think, yeah, you're right. Because when you're in 8th grade, when you're in 7th grade, right, you have the M-STEP, the MAP test. We have the MAP test 3 times a year, and there's 2 parts of it each time. Well, actually, no, you only have it twice a year after 7th or 6th grade or something like that. After 7th grade. You only have it 2 times a year, and you have 2 parts to each test. So that's already 4 tests that you're taking, and those are 50 questions each. So really, all in all, that's about 200 questions worth of hard questions worth of tests. And then on top of that, you have 2 M-STEP tests, math and reading. And those are around 40 questions, 40 to 50. And so that's really that's almost 300 questions a year. Well, not a year, but that's a lot. I think they should completely drop the MAP test. I know some school districts don't have it. I think they should be required to drop the MAP test and just stick with the M-STEP because the M-STEP it gives you a score. It gives you an accurate reading. You can use that for a ton of things, and that's really all you need. It saves money for the district because it's a state provided test, and it also will give you a score without having the kids to take multiple tests so you can find where they're at. It's one test, you get where you're at, you know what you need to do, you know what you need to have done, and that's what that should happen. It's just that much, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously, I think M-STEP is completely fine for K through 6 or 7, but I feel like even starting to get to 7, I think it's starting to get a little obnoxious. But I mean, again, you're not really taking the PSAT, so you're not going to really know where the kids are at. Well, based on 6th grade scores, but over the summer, there could have been some kids that are falling behind, and there can be some kids that are soaring all the way. So you don't really, I don't know. I feel like 7th grade is fine, just not MAP test. Definitely M-STEP is the way to go if you're going to do a standard test. And then for 8th grade, I would just none for all of them because this year language arts we weren't even going to do one, and then they said that we had to. So I don't know. That was going to make if we didn't have to do that,
right,
I would have been so happy, but we had to do it. So mad.
Yeah, so yeah, we haven't before we just had MAP M-STEP, right? Then in 8th grade you take the PSAT. But in 9th grade you drop the MAP test and the M-STEP, I think. And you just take the SAT and other tests, exams. You take exams a lot. And in 8th grade you have the PSAT, the MAP test and the MSEP. And you have the MAP test twice a year. And there's 2 parts. So it's a lot of testing. I think they should drop all of those and just take the PSAT score. They should really only have 1 test per grade, unless it's like an exam or something for each class. But if it's like an overall test of, general stuff, it should be just 1. I can understand exams like for Spanish, or if you're doing a high school credit class like health class or geometry, honors geometry, or you know what I mean?
Algebra.
Yeah, algebra 2. Not algebra 2, but like algebra as well. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those should just all be dropped, really. And then, this isn't a planned topic, but this is what came to my mind. I want to know your thoughts on like the new like school system where they have like K through 4, 5th and 6th in a different building, 7th and 8th is middle school, and high school just stays the same. But what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I know most middle schools, like when I say, "Oh, our middle school's just 7 and 8," like 6th grade still in elementary, they're like, "What?" So like middle school is usually 6, 7, 8. But I mean, there's some schools that also have intermediate, which is 5 and 6, which I don't know. I don't see the issue with that. It's just the jobs that is kind of the issue right now, at least. I feel like if we weren't really in this situation right now, it wouldn't really have anything.
I think there's a slight issue with it because when you're going through each grade, you kindergarten, first, second, third, right, all that, you're just kind of going up, right? And you hang out, you stay with your same people as long as you stay in the same school, but you stay with your same people most of the time. And once, if they have that intermediate school system, then you lose all you lose your friends basically once you get to intermediate school, and then we all know what happens once middle school happens. Big changes come. Kids not think they're cooler, and then the big topic that nobody really wants to talk about, but is true, is kids start vaping. And I know some kids do it in 6th grade because they think, oh yeah, I'm now getting to be cool, and if I don't do it right, it's a whole big thing that's just. It messes with my mind sometimes. I don't understand why people vape. I know it's an addiction, right? But why would you even want to start vaping? Because it's not cool. It really isn't. It's bad for you. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's not as bad as smoking." It's worse than smoking. It is. I mean, like, I saw a thing one time that said 1 Juul pod is equivalent to 6 packs of cigarettes.
Oh my god.
And I think there's like I don't know how many packs or how many cigarettes in a pack. But let's say you are a big addiction. You're really addicted to vaping. I'm going to get my calculator out. Let's say you're really addicted to vaping, right? And you vape 1 Juul pod every day, and that's a lot. And let me find out how many cigarettes in a pack. Many. There are 20 cigarettes in a pack, right? And you are smoking 1 Juul a day, and let's say you only do it for a week, right? It's not that bad. It's just for a week, but so it'd be 7 times 6 times 20. That'd be an equivalent of 840 cigarettes a week. If you do, right, 20 times 6 is 120. So it's 120 cigarettes a day. If you have 1 Juul pod a day, right? And you multiply it by 7. That's 840. So you're going to tell me that vaping is better than smoking? If you smoke 1 pack a day, it's 20 times 7. Smoking's still bad for you. That's only 140 cigarettes a week, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not 840. There's a difference. One is 140, which is still a lot. The other is 840, which is just insane. And so when you get to, middle school, you think, oh, I'm cool. I'm going to start vaping and do pot, right? And all that. And it's now just going to come sooner because they think, I'm in a new school. I'm cooler now, right? I'm a bigger grade. And I have the separation from all the little kids, so I can do whatever I want now. And that's just not entirely true. Also, vaping isn't legal for kids under 18, just if anyone knew that, because it's not. Anything with nicotine, you have to be 18 and older to get, which some people aren't. So, when they get their hands on the vapes and stuff, and then their world just goes on downwards from there.
Yep, pretty much. It's so bad because, like, I mean, in middle school, I don't really know that many people, but then you see, like, I mean, there's definitely people, like, definitely. I mean, I can name a handful of them, and then if I thought more, could name another handful. I mean, there's definitely. Plus, I feel like younger kids now are learning stuff way earlier. So they're learning things a lot before than I ever did. So it's just like the two mixed together is just not going to work out in the future. So
it's just not a good situation. I think they should, instead of creating a whole different school for intermediate, just make it another school building, another K through 6. Because then you still have all that time to go through all that stuff. You still with all your friends. I kind of liked it when I was in, all the way up to 6th grade. I didn't want to leave the building after 4th grade. Kind of fell in love with it. Only some parts. And then once 6th grade came, I'm like, I kind of want to be done. But 5th grade is kind of like the year, like, I'm here, whatever. So I don't think they should do that. I think they should keep it up to 6th grade, or at least make the middle school longer, more years, like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st in kindergarten. I think that would make more sense, just because. But yeah.
Yeah, I just think if they were going to change something, just make it 6, 7, 8, and then just have it K through 5. So if they needed more space in the schools or whatever, just do that. Because plus, that's just saving more money, like for the schools. But, yeah.
Now, I didn't do this on the previous episode, but I'm going to start doing it now. Would you rather at the very end?
Okay.
Let me get to it in a minute. Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future? It's like you get to see what will happen 10 minutes before or versus 150 years after. Yeah.
Like 150 years like in the future?
Yeah, so like today versus 150 years from now versus today versus 10 minutes from now.
Got it. So I feel like probably, I mean, I don't know, they're kind of, I don't know if I'd pick either. Like, because like 150 years, I'm going to be dead. So, like, I don't know, you would just be seeing if you were in heaven or not. So, I guess it's kind of one thing. And then 10 minutes, I guess if you were like, oh my gosh, I stubbed my toe. Avoid that object. Like, I don't know. Kind of, I don't know. I feel like probably, I don't know. I kind of feel like stupid saying either answer. Let's see. 10 minutes, I feel like it's definitely the least amount of percentage. It's the low it's the lower percentage that you're going to like have something happen in the next 10 minutes, like something major.
You made this a whole different topic. Like you dissected the question very like.
Fine, 10 minutes.
You went down to each little particle of the question.
I did.
I
In
would
the little
simple question or a simple answer. I would take the 10 minutes because then I could see if something were to happen to me, I would just like try to avoid it somehow. The second one is: would you rather have telekinesis, the ability to move things, or telepathy, to the ability to read minds? Try not to dissect this one.
So, telepathy. I kind of already have twin telepathy with Elizabeth.
Okay, so I know you get asked this a lot, and it's probably not true, but what happened?
What? I just died.
Do you have telepathy? Is that possible?
I don't know, because we do a lot of because literally a ton of my friends are like, do you guys have twin telepathy and whatever? So we do all these different tests and stuff, and say a number or in 3, 2, 1, say a color in 3, 2, 1, whatever. And 75% of the time we say the same thing, but there could just be luck, but we do get asked that a lot. So yeah. Anyways, back to the would you rather. Wait, what is it again?
Telekinesis or telepathy?
Yeah, definitely telepathy, because then you can see what people are thinking of you, and yeah.
I would have telekinesis because then I could just move things and I could freak people out. Like, instead of saying, "Hey, can you pass the salt?"
Plus, if you're lazy, then you can just be like remote, and then you just yeah.
It's a faster way to be lazy. It's a lazier way to be lazy.
Exactly.
And then another one, or the last one. Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you hear?
Forced?
Yeah.
Oh,
so you either have to
definitely
sing.
dance.
It's like when you hear a song, you have to sing along with it, or you have to dance to it.
Probably dance, because I can actually dance. So, yeah.
I would sing along with it. I would win trivia night. I'd dominate music trivia.
Along, but if it was only me and I had to go full on blast, that would not sound good. Be like blood to the ears. I mean, a bullet. A bullet to the ears.
At least you're honest about it. At least you're not like those people on America's Got Talent would say, "Yeah, I'm like the greatest singer in my whole entire family," and then they start singing something, and it just sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
See, I thought. Oh my gosh, I saw a thingy, Majiggy, a preview on YouTube, and it was a person that was done singing, and they said, I hope you never have a music career or something, and they were saying something about how bad he sounded, and then he goes, because the guest person was a singer, and he was like, well, at least I don't use auto-tune.
Oh yeah. Where Demi Lovato is a lot of people love singing, but it's just not meant for them. And then he goes, and that's why I use that's why you use autotune, and I don't.
And I literally just broke my clock.
And he just beat them down. And of course, I have to say, I'm just pointing out that I have to say it down because Demi Lovato is non-binary now. Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. We kind of went a little over. It's been recording for about over 30 minutes. That's okay.
It's okay.
It's just more to listen to.
We had fun.
Thank you, Natalie, for joining me this week. Next week we'll have Ryan Remenap with us, and hopefully he'll be able to do it this time because last episode he wasn't able to, which is completely fine. That happens. Sometimes you get busy. You look like you just saw a monster. What happened?
Oh, my thing completely broke apart. Look, there's literally pieces. And
Interesting.
Melissa's going to be a little mad because she bought these with her own money.
Well, maybe it's a sign for the podcast episode to end. See you all next week. Thank you for joining me. I'll have Ryan Ramanat with us. Hello and welcome to the debate podcast. I'm Callan Morey. I'm obviously Callan Morey, and my guest today is Brooklyn Diaz. Thank you, Brooklyn. Brooklyn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Brooklyn Diaz. I'm in 8th grade. I'm Callan's first guest on his new podcast, and I am just a very special person.
Yeah, nice. That was very inspiring, by the way. So today's questions of debate are: should the school system be redone or should it stay the same? Should kids be allowed to use certain social media platforms? And personally picked by Brooklyn, should your standards be set high or low? We'll start off with Brooklyn leading the first question of debate: should the school system be redone, or should it stay the same?
I think the school system should be redone. But I think some things should stay the same. Like, I don't even know what should stay the same. Like that we have like language classes, I guess. But some things that are different should be like the not necessary things. Sorry, my brother's crying over something downstairs.
No, you're fine. So I think this school system, quite frankly, is a modern mess right now. They're teaching, so like, for instance, take math, algebra. So at one point or another, everyone's going to have to take algebra. And in algebra, they teach you the most useless things ever to exist in existence ever. You'll never, ever, ever use them, ever in existence, ever, at all, ever, unless you have a really high mathematical Albert Einstein job. And I think there's a problem with that, because kids these days, let's be honest, right? Not everybody is going to go to college, and that's fine. Some people might go to trade school, they might just not go to college and get a job, or live in their mom's basement. And all that's fine, except for living in your mom's basement. That's a little weird. But all those are fine, except for that one. And you don't need, unless, it depends which job you're going into, but you probably won't need most of the questions and things that they're teaching you in algebra or whatever. Also, if you're, let's say you want to go into health, right? And I guess this isn't really that true, but you can take, at the high school, you can take EMT classes, and those are great, right? It helps you get to what you want to do as a job. And so I think, those kind of classes, those are optional, but those kind of classes should stay the same and just stay how they are. But when you have, like, American history, what are you ever going to use that for? Like, you go to your job, you have your resume, you're like, okay, I took American history in 8th grade. John Hancock signed the Declaration of Independence, and the guy's going to be looking at you as like, this interview is for Wendy's. You're not even going to, what? And it's just, a lot of things are useless, and I think, personally, American history is completely useless, and it's just a way to pass on time. And I think you should just rather have an elective class than American history. It also depends on who's teaching, because you really have to have a good and teacher you can connect with, like with what they're teaching. For instance, I'm going to say this bluntly, but there is an American history teacher who I know of who does not really connect with the students that he has. But he's very connected to what he's teaching, but he's not making sure the students are connected. And I'm not going to say which American history teacher. It may not be mine. It may be mine. Well, yeah, I think some of this stuff is just completely useless. Like, nobody really is going to ask you in your job interview, or really ever in life, hey, who are all the people that signed the Declaration of Independence? If you don't tell me, you're not going to get this job at Sears. I'm pretty sure Sears is out of business, but I don't care. It's completely useless what they're teaching you. Not everything, but ELA, that is a very important thing. I think that should stay the same and actually be really increased, because grammar is very important, and if you're going to try to be professional, you have to speak professionally with the proper grammar, proper stuff, and you have to also, if you're writing something professionally, you also have to use proper punctuation, proper your, there, or where, or where, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, or twos, two, right? I think that's very important, but algebra, not so much.
Yeah, I think it should be like basic maths, and then like, I guess like some of history is okay, like
Right.
to get to know like how we came to like where we are, but like not like hundreds of years ago, like 1764 in Asia doesn't matter, like.
Right, like, so, nobody's really going to ask you in a job interview, or, well, in any interview of that matter of fact, unless it's for that exact position of what you're teaching, maybe, I don't know, they probably won't even do that. They're not going to ask you, so, which country was the most powerful in 1742? It's going to be like, what? Britain, nobody, they're just going to be so confused, and it's just going to be like, nobody's going to really know. And if you teach them that anyway, it's just going to be completely useless.
I feel like our generation will also be a little brain dead by the time we get jobs.
Yeah.
I
Not that
think
we aren't
a lot
already.
Yeah. We probably won't get that many jobs, especially like teachers. I cannot imagine anyone that goes to our school being a teacher. I mean, there might be a couple kids, but like to see them like teaching American history. I don't know if I could see that.
I think you're right, but also, I think, I know this is a school system, so you have to think everybody, so including the teachers. Teachers don't get paid that much. And really nobody in the school system, in the public school system at least, gets paid that much. You take your average working Joe, software director, or software someone, right? And they're making, about $100,000, $80,000 to $100,000 a year. And that's really good. But then you have, teachers, especially new teachers who are, just out of college and need an apartment, need whatever. And they're getting paid, I haven't seen, but, up around 40,000. I mean, you can live off of that, but it is not a comfortable living.
Yeah, I don't know what teacher it was, but it was this year. I think it might have been an orchestra teacher. She was like, yeah, I work 3 jobs. I don't get hardly paid enough for being a teacher.
Yeah, I know.
She's an elective teacher and teaches all these kids an instrument, which is definitely goes home with a headache at the end of the day.
Right. So I had a teacher last year who during the summer, I think partially he wanted to play free golf, but he instead, or on top of already doing summer school, he would mow lawns for the golf course, and so he got free golf, but he worked that almost every day. They don't get paid a lot. And that's all the time we have for that topic. Time to move on to the second topic of should kids be allowed to use certain social media platforms? So I barely know any. Let me search them up so I can actually know them. There is. Oh crap, how do I say this? Adnoklasniki. There's a bunch of others, but the main ones, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Another one. I know WhatsApp is one of them, but I don't know what really is they do. But I think it's such a controversial. It's really a controversial topic because a lot of these kids have all these different platforms, but the information that's being presented on that platform can either be misinformation, information that isn't appropriate to young users, like little 5-year-old Susie. She doesn't want to hear and see a picture of, somebody who slit their throat. That's a not very nice image or something to hear. And there's also some platforms that, there's cookies, so some platforms track you, what you do on other apps or sites or anything on your phone, and they'll take that information and try to say, hey, they're not going to say directly, we saw you looking for cookies on, YouTube or something. Try these cookies, right? Or ads too. Or you'll get TikTok, you get a video about cookies or something. I think that's a really, really not great thing that happens with social media and stuff, but I do know that the iOS 15 update had released that you can actually turn off the cookie tracking from actual apps instead of just what are they called? Websites. So I think it's very interesting. Not to mention, misinformation gets spread around. Also, violence can happen too. Not to mention the obvious, the January 6th Capitol attack. That was a big thing that happened, and it was deadly. And it was all started by someone who shall remain nameless, by going and spreading all this misinformation, having a event, I should say, that then leaded to an attack of the Capitol. And that was, from misinformation spread throughout Twitter mainly. But also Facebook is something that a lot of misinformation is spread through. Also fake news, like, the Washington Monument is sinking, like, it's not even near any water. It's kind of funny, but how obvious some of the stuff is, but also there's some stuff that is pretty manipulative, and if you just are just kind of skimming through, you might not really notice it. Hey, this is a little odd, a little off. But yeah, what do you think?
I think like you said, it's kind of like manipulative, or they're like bad influences. Like, there was another thing I was gonna say, but like the devious lips on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, to me they're kind of funny to watch, but like they're getting kids in trouble. Like teachers and schools are like shutting down bathrooms, and like they're getting kids like a lot of trouble because like that's what people want to do to be cool or whatever. I mean, personally to me they're kind of funny because I wouldn't do it, but it's funny to watch like kids get in trouble. Dumb stuff, but like things that they know is bad. It's literally theft. Like, we've known not to steal things since we were like 2. I think like kids shouldn't be allowed to have like Instagram because like why do they have to look at like other people's pictures or videos or post pictures and videos of themselves or something?
Right. I think on Instagram, so I think Instagram's a little different than. Actually, not really. But it's a teeny bit different than Twitter. It really depends on who you're following. I have Instagram, but I follow car channels, so I'm not getting any political things really. I just follow car channels, and that's it. So that's all I'm getting, and that's all I'm seeing. It's just a bunch of car stuff, which I personally am into because I love cars. But like TikTok, they just give you stuff that you don't even follow these people. Like, why did I get this stuff, right? Also, and again, the devious links. Now kids under 18 will now be charged as 18 and older, and now a felony, which is no longer jail. It's now prison. Which is actually different. So jail is like your average, it's kind of like your city little area, right? But prison's a lot different, and it's a lot bigger, and so you really should not be doing these devious licks. So just a little PSA.
I think another thing about Instagram is like a lot of like bullying happens on a lot of social media apps. Like, I think a lot of Instagram is like following your friends or celebrities. Like, it's like you use it for cars, but I know like if I had it, I'd probably use it for friends and celebrities. And I feel like it's a lot of like you post something, you could get bullied, or you could compare yourself to others.
Right.
And like, it's not so much suicide prevention, that's why I probably shouldn't be saying this, but like people commit suicide and stuff, and like a lot of it happens through social media, like Twitter and Facebook. I know a lot of like mean things get said and spread around on there. It's like on Snapchat, there was one school I heard of, like they had like a suicide thing where like if something didn't happen by this time, they were like, oh, if so-and-so does this before then I won't kill myself. But it doesn't happen, I'm going to kill myself. And, like, I think one kid did really commit, and then
Well, I think cyberbullying is a big thing that's going on. It affects people personally, and it affects, their mental health and well-being. All because, Susie doesn't like what colored pants you're wearing, and then she'll go and post about it, ugly pants, right? Or ugly pants. What's a name that rhymes with pants?
ants.
Name. Not no.
I thought you said what's the thing that
Oh no, name. What's a name? Lance. Sure. Ugly pants Lance. Lance isn't gonna feel very good. Now he's being called Ugly Pants Lance by Susie. And this isn't actually based off of real stuff. This is just me going off whatever. But cyberbullying is a big thing, and it affects people, and yet it can cause them to do harms to themselves. And it's not like talking to people in real life. Also, when you see somebody on social media, and they look like they're having the greatest time in the world, like the best time, like the Kardashians, really, they aren't, and they're going, they might be going through stuff, and they're just kind of hiding it with the mask. But it is a big topic. I might dive into that a little more on the next episode, so stay tuned for that. But let's go on to our final planned topic, I should say. Personally picked by Brooklyn. Should your standards be set high or low? Brooklyn, I'll let you lead that one.
So in this case, I'm going to start off with parents and teachers. I think their standards for us kids or teenagers, whatever, some people are still 12. People are still 12 in 8th grade. What was I going to say? Their standards for us are very highly set. My grammar is not okay. Their standards for us are set very high, and I feel like if we don't get all A's, it's like, you're supposed to be this perfect kid, and it should more be like, oh, you have a C+, I'm not mad, but I think that's something you should work on. And if you need help, I'm here to help you, or we can get you in school earlier, and you can get help from your teacher.
Right. Well, that's all the time we have for this week.